In this lesson, we're going to work on different types of variables. You'll find that in my comments, I like to use emojis a lot. I think it's helpful, it makes things stand out. So I will often, and to do this in Windows, it's Windows key period. So I will look for something that's relevant. So here I'm going to do variables. Well, let's look for, I like to consider these to be like a mailbox, so I usually will use mailbox for variables. And that's just my own personal code to make it faster for me to scan. Not a big deal with short programs, but my programs have thousands of lines, and having a key for how I do things helps me. So we're going to do, I'm going to put in an extra one. So I'm going to put in title equals magical item. I gotta put that in quotes because it's a string. Strings go in quotes. And so I could have just done this as a literal without the strings would have been a literal. I could have just done it that way. So I could have just done print magical item shop. And that needs to be a lowercase. So you have choices here. And so I'm going to have item equals a single equal sign assigns it, and this is going to be a string. I'm going to say magic wand. And then we're going to have quantity equals 2. And this is a special type of number. An integer is a whole number, nothing with a decimal point. Oh, I like that. We'll have bubbles for float. And we also, I can't remember if I'm introducing Boolean yet. Let's take a peek. Oh, yeah, we're introducing it. I'm not doing exactly what we were there, but same general idea. That's what happens when I work from memory. This is called snake case when we use an underscore. And it has to have capital T for true. And I see they don't like to let me things line up. So that's our true false value. And again, I just put these in because I think that the images help things stick in your brain. And then we will have box there for output. And we can keep this very simple. And notice how it comes up here where I can just click that and select it. That helps you to not make typos. And an interesting thing to note, I'll show you something in just a second here. So this is the way I recommend doing strings, but the way that we did for the longest time was concatenation. So we would have printed and then we would have added to it and this will actually work because everything here, even though I'm sorry, anything that comes in from the keyboard comes in as a string, but cost here is a float, and it works in F strings, and this is why we use F strings, but here it's going to give me an error. Let's show you the error. It's an error, and you follow this. We're looking for the numbers, or we can go to the problems. Unknown word Mary, doesn't matter. Doesn't know that one either, that's spelling. So this isn't a syntax error. It's actually not an error till it runs, because cost, it tells you right here is a float, and we can't add a string to a float. And so we're getting this syntax error, invalid syntax. Sometimes that's hard to understand, but what happened here is we would have to convert it to a string to concatenate it to your total is. Let's make sure we're starting fresh, see if I see any other errors. Oh, we got 2 informational errors, so it should just be spelling. Let's try a clean run. There we go. So we've got my title here, each item here. Now with our F strings, it works. When we're concatenating, we cannot add a float to a string. And that's why we use F strings, is because they make the code easier to read and they work better when you're working with multiple data types.